Hey there, I'm Jess, and I am so excited to introduce you to another incredible designer who is featured in our Bag Makers Club. Today we're chatting with Lindsay of Linds Handmade, and we'll talk about her creative journey, the evolution of her brand, and learn more about this month's featured pattern. Welcome to the Sallie Tomato YouTube channel. If you love bag making and enjoy connecting with talented makers, this is a video that you won't want to miss. We'll share tips, inspiration, and behind the scenes stories that you won't find anywhere else. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you'll never miss another interview or a helpful bag sewing tip. Well, thank you so much, Lindsay, for being here. I'm really looking forward to this conversation. So why don't we get started and have you share a little bit about your background, how you first got started in sewing and bag making?
I originally got that sewing itch when I was in, I think it was 7th grade when they make you do a mandatory class, and I loved it. That class went by so fast. I was so laser focused on my project that after that year, I was like, we need to get a sewing machine. And I started to sew like everything from baby gift items to clothing, you name it. I've probably tried it, and I've not looked back since.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember what you made in your class in 7th grade?
I think it was one of those like Hans Craft little dogs with the floppy ears, and some of it was hand stitching and some of it was machine stitching. I still have it. I mean, it's in rough shape, but I still have it. And my husband's like, why aren't you getting rid of that? I'm like, this is a classic. It's my very first project.
Yeah.
I can never, ever part with that.
I know, it is so hard to part with like some of those beginner projects. I made a little doll blanket was one of my first projects too, and I still have it. So it's special, it's sentimental. I think your brand has become such a recognizable name in the bag making world, and I'm really curious how you got started with Linds Handmade, if you want to share.
So originally, it was probably back in like 2018, my husband was like, hey, we're going to build this house. Why don't you have a home-based business? Do you want to start selling the stuff that you're always making? And I was like, I don't know the first thing about running a business. And he was like, it's okay. You just make your pretty things and I'll run the business side. And I was like, okay. So I ended up starting up Linds Handmade at that time, but then we never built the house. And now like I have this business. Originally I started sewing everything to sell, like what people were interested in, I would make it and I would sell it. But we had little kids at home and I didn't want to run a sweatshop. So I wanted to hopefully make stuff and then list it and have people buy it versus like, oh, can you make this? And then can I order 10 of those? And like, I never wanted to do that. Well, and I was always sewing up my own stuff and people were like, what pattern is that? And I was like, oh, I didn't use a pattern, but I'm also not like gatekeeping. I'd share it with you, but I wouldn't even know how. And someone offered to create those digital pattern pieces for me because I just hand draw them. And then I could type. I mean, I know how to write. I would help my cousin with her blog posts and stuff, a DIY blog. And so when that opportunity came, I just shipped off my hand-drawn pattern pieces. She put them in a digital form and I released my first pattern, the Dana Pack, is kind of how it got the ball rolling. And I thought, this was really fun because I really like watching people make my stuff, not me make it for them. And then I would say 2020, when the pandemic hit, like everybody was looking for something to do. And that's kind of when my business really took off. I think a lot of pattern businesses really took off, I would say, in 2020.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's awesome that your husband is so supportive of your business and he's still really involved with the business too, right?
Yeah. Yes. And we try to incorporate even our boys into it as well. Like they will model for pictures. My oldest will try and do like content if I ask him. He's actually helping assemble paper patterns and the shipping process right now. So it truly is a family-based business, which I love.
Oh, I love that too. Yeah, my boys, they love coming to the office and like playing with the sewing machine. They love like the tech behind the sewing machine too.
They? Yeah.
So I didn't expect that they would be interested, but it's really cool how
I know, and they see mom doing it all the time. You know, it's become normal and what we probably should like. Yeah. I love when they show interest and they just assume if they need something, oh, mom can make it. I'll just ask mom to make it. I love that. But at the same time, like, oh, not necessarily.
Have you made their school backpacks at all?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I did. I made my son's backpack, my middle son's backpack last year, and he's still rocking it for this school year. And I'm impressed that it's still holding up because he's so hard. He like tossing it, like yanking it open and stuff, and it still looks really good. I'm pretty proud of that fact.
They are hard on their
They
backpacks,
are.
tossing them down on the playground and
And then the stuff they shove in there, the liquids that spill and stuff. Ugh. But
yeah.
yeah, I did it in all black with like a panel on the front, so that's also helping the
Oh,
gaze.
sure. Good idea. So, when you are designing a new pattern, where do you typically look for inspiration?
You know, interestingly enough, like I don't really look out and about. I don't look at designer bags. I don't look at what's being sold in the shops. I've never done that, but it always comes from like a personal need. Um, Either I need a bag for a certain function and then I'll look, and if I can't find it, then I was like, I'll just make it. And I think that's kind of how all of my patterns have come about because I don't typically look to emulate, you know, a well-known designer bag. Mine is definitely more to serve a function over, you know, a trend, honestly.
Hmm. Oh, I love that. I feel like when you design from function, then it's just more timeless overall as well.
And then you can quickly see if this is going to suit your needs or not versus, oh, are people going to like this? Because I feel like if I need it or, you know, my husband needs it or my kids are asking about it, then I'm like, we can't be the only ones. I'm sure other people would probably have this same interest, especially if there isn't already a bag like that out there. So that's kind of what guides me truly when it comes to a design process.
So let's talk about the Bag Makers Club pattern, the Tracy Wristlet pattern.
Mm-hmm.
What inspired this design? And then also, what are some of your favorite features?
I feel like, although I don't personally use a wristlet, I really like to truly be hands-free. Even if I'm putting it on my wrist, I'm more likely to set it down and forget it. But I've had so many requests ever since I could sew for like a wristlet. And just knowing how people are today, even if you're truly just a minimalist, you only want the essentials, everybody's carrying a phone. Everybody needs an ID if they're driving in their car keys. So something big enough to fit just those essentials, but then also to have that built-in wallet is just really convenient for that. And I had a friend, another maker friend who does quilts, request that style. She wanted a nice size wristlet to fit her essentials, but also to have like a built-in wallet. So that's kind of where that one came. And that's why I named it that as well. It's named after her. I tend to name
Oh,
my
that's sweet.
patterns after people who either inspired the pattern or who are special in my life, kind of as
Yeah,
a little tribute.
yeah. Oh, that's so neat. And I mean, you could use it on its own. It's
Mm-hmm.
great for travel.
Mm-hmm.
Add it inside another bag,
Yes.
and
I did a quick reel on social media kind of showing how to change it up. So you could use it as like a little clutch. You're holding it. You can use it as a zipper pouch to throw in a bigger bag. Wristlet, it's got the two D rings, so you can wear it as a crossbody bag. But then I also had like a metal chain that I looped through the D ring so that I could wear it around my waist.
yeah.
Super versatile. So if you're not a wristlet person like me, wear it as a crossbody or a waist bag.
Yeah, having those built-in options to the pattern just makes it really customizable for everybody's lifestyles, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I love
Truly. And
that.
then you could throw the wristlet strap in the bag or the chain in the bag if you're one to swap out a lot or you like change for sure.
Oh, cute. I can't wait to see everybody's that they make.
It's fun,
So
isn't it? When you see people sew up your patterns, like I have such a proud mama bear moment every time. It has not gotten old to me at all. Every
oh,
time I'm proud.
I'm proud, blown away, and
Yes.
always inspired by what everybody
Yes.
does. Like takes the pattern as the base and really customizes it.
Mm-hmm. I have a Facebook group and I'm not I don't say that you can't change it up and share it in their group if it's not part of the pattern. I appreciate if people say they hacked it or they made a modification so it's not misleading, but I truly believe a pattern is just a blueprint to make it your own. If we can sew, why wouldn't we customize something to make it suit our needs? So I love seeing people change it up. Sometimes it's
Oh, 100%.
vastly different or they've added stuff, but it's still always cool to see. It's very
Hmm.
inspiring to me even.
Oh, yes. Do you have any tips for anyone who is diving into this project?
You know, I my go-to saying is trust the process. You know, as the designer, we have our patterns tested thoroughly, usually by a trusted team. So they're the ones going over it with a fine-tooth comb, putting it together. And if something doesn't make sense or it's unclear or it didn't work out, like we catch that in the testing process. So I just say, trust the process, read the instructions and just do what I say. And you'll have a pretty amazing bag at the end, as long as you can trust the process.
For sure. Oh yes, I've encountered that too. It's fun to like experiment with new techniques too, but then it does seem a little strange, but you just got to get through it.
Make it the way that it's written the first time, because believe it or not, there's always a method to my madness. There is a reason why I do it that way, truly, because either I've tried it other ways and it didn't work out, or I didn't like the structure, or, you know, maybe it collapsed somewhere. Like there is always a reason why I do. And then there's sometimes where I'm like, oh, didn't even think of that. Give it a go. Let, you know, report back to us, see how it goes. But for the most part, if you can just do it as written that first time, you can see bulky areas, you can see the structure of the bag, then change it up. Because it kind of reminds me of one of those recipe reviews where it's like, I swapped out this, I added that, and I cooked it for less, but it was terrible. Awful recipe, 0 stars. Like, you got to trust the pattern. You got to do what the designer had tested it to be. And then if you don't like it, you don't like it. Or then you tweak it so that you do love it. But truly make it as written. You could see how it comes together, and then try it with your favorite materials or bling it up, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I think that's really, really good advice. Speaking of advice, do you have any advice for anyone who is just getting started out for bag making, who might feel overwhelmed by bag making in general?
So a lot of times I do hear people say that my patterns look complicated and very hard. If you're interested in a new pattern and you have no idea what to expect, I would read reviews. If I'm brand new to something, I research it and I read reviews, and I would probably join that person's group. Most designers have a Facebook group, and I would do a quick search and say Tracy Wristlet, and just see the post that pop up and say, oh, this was way easier than I thought, or this, I loved it. I didn't want to buy any more patterns, made it, love it, or saw somebody else. That's truly what I would start with, is either join their group, look on YouTube for videos, ask your sewing friends, have you heard of this pattern? Have you tried it? What do you think? But usually you can get your questions well answered reading the reviews on the website, as far as people trying it out and what they thought of the pattern.
That's really good advice too. I feel like the Facebook groups, there's always somebody online who's going to pop on and answer if you have any questions. And
I'm always so touched by that, because I am one person in a massive group. And when I see somebody ask a question and already 3-4 people pounced in, rehashing what I've already posted before, or, you know, Lindsay says this in a video here, whatever, that's so nice to me that people jump in and are willing to help other group members. Like, that is so touching to me.
I know, that's just what's so special about our sewing community. Like, everybody's willing to help and like share, you know, their tips and and cheer each other on too.
Agreed.
So
I love it. I love this community.
So I know that you've worked with a variety of materials. Do you have a favorite, or maybe there's something that you're still wanting to try a little bit more?
I started out using quilt cotton just like everybody else, and I would interface it based on intuition, or if a tutorial had said that, because I do typically do my own designs. And I've had some frequent customers, like someone would always come back for a new bag every year. And there was one customer in particular, she would wear this little crossbody style that I made, and she'd get one every year. And every time I'd see her, like I'd hand it off in pristine condition, but when I'd see her, you could see the fabric wearing through to the interfacing. You could see how dirty and dingy it is from being in the elements and rubbing against clothes or being set down. And she never complained about that. But every time I saw it, I grimace and I get so embarrassed, even though it's normal wear and tear. So from her, that personal experience, I would try different materials to give her a longer lasting purse. So then I would switch to waterproof canvas. I found that, loved it. Wax canvas, loved it. And then ultimately I settled on leather, like real leather, because it just wears so nicely. And certain leathers, they get that patina over time, so they even look better the more you use them. And then, so finally I was like, okay, we're doing this every year. You love it. You're wearing it. you're getting a leather one now because I want this to last longer than a year. I don't want to see the worn through interfacing. So I feel like just with bag making experience, people will either see what they love to work with and they either will add coatings to the fabric so that it's more durable, or they're switching because they do want it to be more longer lasting, or you're giving that disclaimer like, hey, it is quilting cotton, you want to take care of your bags, but people don't take care of their bags. They really don't. They're just, I'm zipping everything, I'm fixing stuff, I'm wearing it, I gently set it down, but you watch people. Go out in public and watch people. Zippers are wide open, the straps all twisted 20 times on their shoulder. Like, they just don't pay attention to that stuff.
Oh, for sure. I mean, throwing it in the car or, set on the ground at the park. It's just, it happens. It's just,
it does.
We get busy and, that's very inspirational too. I mean, if you're intimidated to try some of the other materials, it may be worth a shot. So that way your bags will last longer and be more durable and withstand that wear and tear.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I mean, every beginner bag maker starts off with the quilt cotton because it's the easiest material to work with. It's very predictable. And if you add the right interfacings, you can get that structure and the look you want. As you progress in your bag making journey, you will realize that you're just going to have to pick more durable materials if you want it to truly be long lasting. If you're in the, oh, I want a new bag every couple of months, you're not going to care. But if you're selling it to somebody who's paying good money for this handmade bag, you want it to last. You really do. And then you're going to shift to better materials that last.
I know you have a wide range of patterns. Are there any in particular that took off more than you anticipated? Like, I know that we personally have some patterns that, like our fanny pack, when I designed it for convenience, and I never thought it would be our like top selling pattern, but I mean, it makes sense now. So are there any standout ones for you?
That was my H2O to go. Like, that one went off like gangbusters from the start. I remember asking a maker friend, like, I just saw in a bag making group, someone was asking for a purse to carry specifically their water bottle. I'm like, who's doing that? And she goes, I get a lot of requests for people to have a bag specific for their water bottle, like the amusement parks and stuff. Like, everybody's carrying water now. I'm like, oh. I go, so you think it would be worth my time to design a bag like that? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I sat down and designed it while I was very much pregnant with my youngest. And then that one launched shortly before he was due. And that was right at the pandemic. That was in 2020. And then it just took off. I could not believe the reception of that bag because I'm not one to drink a ton of water or bring my water bottle with me. I'm getting better. But at the time I was like, who's carrying their water bottle everywhere? But people love that bag. And now if you look, everybody's out and about with the water. They're all carrying their water bottles, and then they're juggling like keys and phone and their water. And that was just the perfect little bag. You put your bottle in there, you got your spot for your phone and cards. And so even to this day, that's still my top seller.
Oh, that's so cool.
5 years in, still my top seller.
So I know everybody's excited to make the Tracy, but go and check out the H2O to go as well if you haven't.
And then same thing, like your fanny pack, the Mav pack I released a couple years ago in the beginning of the like spring. And I think it was just the right time that I released that because it's just a little small bag that you wear right here on your close to your body. And it's so easy access. That one took off like gangbusters. But again, the past 2-3 years, those close sling bags have been all the rage. So I think it just hit it at the right time. And then that was also a bag that people were very comfortable modifying to suit their needs, making it bigger, or wider, adding additional pockets. It was just a great starting off pattern for people to make it their own.
Cool. I mean, that was definitely one of those that were unpredictable, I bet. So it's always fun to hear what creatives tune into while they're working. Do you have like a go-to playlist or podcast?
I only recently learned about like audiobooks and turning that on while I'm sewing. It never occurred to me. Like, I would just go into my studio and I'd just be in the zone and I would be pulling materials and creating and designing. I have nothing on. sometimes I'll turn on music when it dawns on me, like, wow, it's really quiet in here. I'll turn on music. But if I need to focus because I'm designing, I cannot have any distractions. Like I can't have a show running or a book that I need to pay attention to the plot. But like just music in the background's okay. But generally it's quiet in my studio as I'm focusing. I think I'm probably the odd man out when it comes to that, honestly.
No, I can relate to that for sure. Because otherwise, when I'm cutting something out, I have to reread again and I lose my spot. So yeah, it has to be like very mellow music. The audiobooks, I get way too distracted. I need to like take notes or focus. So
Yeah.
well, it was so wonderful chatting with you. Why don't you share where everybody can find you online? I know you have your website, your Facebook group that you mentioned.
I do have a pretty large supportive Facebook group, Linds Handmade Designs. My Instagram, I'm very active. I think Instagram is the one I kind of focus on the most and then share from there. That's Linds Handmade. I'm dabbling in TikTok, although I don't put much effort over there, if I'm being honest. And then I do have a YouTube channel, but it's just a way for me to get the video tutorials out of all my patterns. So each pattern I do release has a full-length video tutorial at the day of launch, and that is found on my YouTube channel. Sometimes I'll post tricks or hacks to a pattern, that type of stuff, but it's not something that I'm posting like regular to as my main social media outlet. It's more just a means to an end to get my video tutorials out.
Oh, that's awesome though, to have the video tutorials to go with the patterns.
There's so many people who learn in very different ways. Like I don't watch video tutorials, so it's odd to me to need to do that. But there are some people who will not even look at the instructions once and they go straight by the video. Kind of makes me nervous, that thought, but truly, I know that some people need it. And if I want them to be successful with my patterns, then I'm going to give them these options. So
it's so nice to have that visual support as well. But well, awesome. Everybody go hang out with Lindsay online and follow along with her, join her communities. Lindsay, it was so nice to chat with you. I know I've been a fangirl for a long time, so it's like, it's really special. It was
really nice to put a familiar face. Like I see you on social media. I'm like, oh, right. I know her.
Yeah, exactly. So to be able to have that one-on-one chat is just really special. So thank you so much for your time. And
thank you.
Yeah, we'll keep in touch. So
absolutely. Thank you for having me.
I want to give a huge shout out to Lindsay. Thank you so much for sharing your story, the tips that you had, and also your creativity with us today. It was such a pleasure to chat with Lindsay and to learn about her journey as well as her featured pattern. We hope you feel inspired to make Lindsay's Tracy Wristlet and share your version with us. Don't forget to tag your photos with #BagMakersClub and #SallieTomato. We would absolutely love to see what you make. And if you enjoyed this interview, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next featured designer. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.